Hello everyone, and welcome to my Bold and Beautiful Gossip Today channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Steffy cautions minister to drop Sheila for eternity. The Strong and the Wonderful uncovers that Steffy Forrester demanded Elder Sharp expected to take a few to get back some composure and acknowledge that Sheila Carter was long gone. The sooner Elder helped it through his empty head that Sheila couldn't be alive, the good they'd all be basically, that is the means by which Steffy had an outlook on it. While Steffy vented to John Finnegan, Minister thought about Sheila's texts and continued to ponder what Sugar's identity was. After Elder presented himself with a beverage and addressed in the event that he was losing it, he stayed stuck on the Sugar secret. When Steffy went up against Elder with Finn close by, she requested him to simply drop this. Steffy demanded Elder couldn't be spreading these untruths and added that Sheila was out of their lives for eternity. "Do you hear me? Perpetually," Steffy yelled. At the Oceanside house, Luna Nozawa cried as she said she never intended to deceive R.J. Forrester while she was sedated that evening. Luna at long last made sense of how she was sitting tight for her rideshare and wound up in a visitor house in the wake of detecting some water there. After Luna got in bed, the last thing she recollected that evening was RJ coming into the room and how she said she was sitting tight for him. That news confounded RJ since he wasn't there, however at that point he requested to know who else was in the room, all things considered. Luna admitted that she went through the night with Zend Forrester Dominguez, so irate RJ made a stride back and reeled over the way that this double-crossing included his cousin. At Forrester manifestations, Zend gave Carter Walton reports on the extraordinary mints and how they prompted all the disarray at the visitor house. Carter contemplated whether the circumstance truly happened how Zend said, yet he eventually knew the sort of man Zend was and trusted him. All things considered, Carter called attention to that Zend expected to take some responsibility since RJ was his cousin. That ought to have been reason enough for Zend to slow it down, regardless of whether he have an idea about Luna's medicated state. Zend clarified that Luna was off admitting to RJ and offered an unfortunate expectation about her reality blowing high as can be, so Carter saw that he truly thought often about her. The Strong and the Delightful spoilers say RJ will throw some serious displeasure and allegations at Zend soon enough. Sugar shot Finn and Steffy, Sheila honest after so much time? The Intense and the Lovely uncover that Elder Sharp is persuaded Sheila Carter is alive. Elder will follow a lead, which should be about Sugar. Is it conceivable that Sugar really shot John Finnegan and Sheila concealed it this time? Continue to peruse and we should examine what could occur next with the glossed-over curve. The Strong and the Delightful Steffy Forrester Finnegan's position. B&B uncover that Steffy had to kill Sheila justifiably after a break-in. Steffy told the police as well as Finn what occurred. The power went out, Sheila broke in and rushed at her. Then, at that point, Steffy wounded Sheila with a blade. At the point when police showed up, Sheila was articulated dead. Steffy as of late gained from Vice President Bradley Bread Cook that no crook accusations will be recorded. The examination presumed that Steffy killed Sheila justifiably. The Strong and the Wonderful Sugar shot Finn and Steffy, Sheila blameless after so much time? B&B crematory curve. At the point when Sheila was moved from the dedication administration to the crematory, Elder demanded going with. Elder watched the body roll into the crematory, yet went ballistic when he saw 10 toes rather than 9. The Striking and the Lovely Sugar's instant messages. The Strong and the Wonderful uncovered that Minister has been attempting to figure out all of this from that point onward. In a review cut, Elder read instant messages from Sugar to Sheila. 1 week from now, Lauren Fenmore Baldwin converses with Minister about Sheila's past. While Steffy, Finn, Trust Logan, and Liam Spencer all stress over Minister's emotional well-being, the lamenting restaurateur seeks after a lead. B&B Sheila Carter honest? Presently, Sheila is a previous jail superintendent who wound up becoming accomplices with Sheila a long while back. Imagine a scenario in which the relationship soured, and Sugar assumed control over Sheila's life. Perhaps it was Sugar who shot Finn and Steffy rather than Sheila. Imagine a scenario in which a ton of wrongdoings that Sheila carried out were really finished by Sugar. Clear from the 10 toes it's Sugar in the crematory. Perhaps Sugar had an influence on Sheila of some sort or another. Maybe Sheila's still up in the air to carry on with life the correct way, and Sugar captured her to stop it. It seems as though Sugar planned to kill Steffy and outline Sheila for the wrongdoing, with the exception of things didn't work out as expected. All in all, where did Sugar stash the genuine Sheila, and what's the significance here for Minister and Finn's fates? Thomas turns on Steffy. The strong and the delightful say that Thomas Forrester is going to turn on his sister Steffy Forrester in another kin contention that we haven't found in seemingly forever. That is on the grounds that he's presently convoluted and is faulting Steffy for meddling in his relationship with Trust. Continue perusing beneath for all that you really want to be aware. The striking and the delightful Thomas turns on Steffy. Thomas has awakened and understood that Steffy ought to have quite recently stayed out of other people's affairs all along. In light of her, Thomas has lost his first love. Thomas accepts that Steffy controlled the circumstance to such an extent that it constrained desire to leave him unequivocally. At any rate, that is his thought process. Obviously, it didn't take long by any means for both the strong and the wonderful fans and pundits the same to say something regarding the matter. A significant number of them have remarked with, Thomas ought to have settled on his own choice and not pay attention to Steffy. Indeed, he was harmed that Trust turned his engagement proposition down, yet she said she cherished him. They had a few extraordinary times together, and Trust loves Douglas and was there for the kid. Thomas did some spirit looking when he was away, and perhaps he needed Trust back all alone terms and not hurry to get hitched, live respectively and work with one another. What will Trust think and need? Alongside, Steffy was paying special attention to her sibling. The thing is, Thomas is a 30-ish-year elderly person, and he at long last understood that Trust was never going to wed him and needed more than Logan scraps. The strong and the delightful. What's next for Thomas Forrester? Another pundit expressed, well, for this situation Steffy was correct, she just ought to have given put-downs and old feelings of disdain a rest. Thomas won't hang tight for Trust regardless of what he says, since he's expressed it previously, and with no inciting continued to pressure expect a commitment. Trust is on the right track to avoid Thomas and any Steffy show which accompanies Thomas and obviously her authority sharing of Douglas. Whatever occurs among Steffy and Thomas is their issue. It's implied that the striking and the delightful fans will just need to figure out what will occur straight away. The striking and the delightful airs non-weekend days on the CBS organization. Actually take a look at your nearby postings for times. Tell us, what is your take on this story? Leave us your considerations in our remarks area beneath. Additionally, watch this space for all of the most recent letting the cat out of the bag. Return to praising the cleansers for all that you really want to be familiar with the youthful and the anxious, General Medical Clinic, the intense and the lovely, Days of Our Lives, the English Regal family and the most blazing celebs. The striking and the delightful uncover that Liam Spencer and Trust Logan will have a significant conversation during the week that it'll include Beth Spencer and how long she'll get to enjoy with Elder Sharp pushing ahead. Obviously, Beth cherishes her granddad and appeared to be very near Elder at her last birthday celebration. It was only after Trust developed worried about Elder's relationship with Sheila Carter that she started pushing Minister Good and Gone.